The following video has been approved by the Jetty marketing team. The video has been rated Jetty. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. G'day mate and welcome to Shapes.io with me, Jetty. Now, you might be asking, Jetty, why is this on your 12 games of Christmas list? And the easy answer is, well, two answers. One, it's made by an independent developer who's actually put in a lot of hard work. It started off as an IO game, so, free, open source. You can still see down here in the bottom corner, it still is open source. On top of that, it's still going through a lot of updates. So, yeah, look, I've spent 8 hours playing a game that costs $7. That's probably the second reason it's on this list. It's a $7 game. That's $7 Australian, so like $5 US. So if you actually want to get a gift for a friend, a $5 game that they're going to spend 10, 20 hours in is highly, highly recommended. Anyway, we're going to go through some of the basic game. I am going to link, hopefully, up in the top right-hand corner. If they're not there, you'll find them down in the description. I have actually played Shapes from level 1 through to the start of level 19. It turns out there's a whole bunch of endgame stuff that's been added to level 20 and above, which obviously I haven't seen because I haven't got that far yet. But we're going to start a brand new game, and we're just going to go through just some of the real quick basics. And you might see really quickly why this is on my list of games. So we have a very, very simple goal: to deliver whatever the magic box wants into the magic box by harvesting on the ground. So we have a miner here, which is going to mine an item, and then we're going to drag a belt. Oh, JD still can't make straight lines. Okay, and it's going to put a little round circle in here, and after we get 30 of them, we're going to, complete this level. So we can quickly sideload. No, we can't sideload. That's right. It's not quite Factorio. It is heavily based on Factorio, and Tobias, the actual dev, said that he is a giant fan of Factorio, and hence you'll probably see a lot of similarities with this particular game. But yeah, it's not an idle game. It's a game designed that you're going to play and keep playing, and as you can see, we're delivering lots of circles very, very quickly. Boom, done level 1. See, nice, easy, great. Okay, level 2 is going to require us to deliver a shape that's probably going to be cut in half. Yep, nice and simple. We're going to cut that shape in half. I'm going to put a bin right there, and shape gets delivered, and that'll be 1 of 40. Let's put in... you can use the Q button to pick up items. So as you can see, I'm going to blitz through this fairly quickly through to lots of practice of playing Factorio. Yep, that one goes in there. Up, no, rotate. Okay. The bin can receive materials in from any angle. We don't need these anymore, so we're going to cut them all off. We're going to put... I can put one there, I can put one there, and I can put one there. We're going to put a bin there, and a bin there. Link that into there, that into there, and that into there. Done! Level 2 completed. See? Quick, easy. It's a really, really simple game. On top of that, I've turned the music way down. But actually, the soundtrack is really, really awesome. You're going to get lost in this game for hours and hours on end. So, yeah, as you produce new shapes, as you continue through the game, you can unlock upgraded shapes. But it does say, and we've already done it here, don't destroy your old factories. The upgrades tab can be found in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So we can see after we deliver 30 circles, we can upgrade our belts, distributors, and tunnels from a speed of 1 to 1.5. And then if we want to go higher, we need another 75 circles, plus we need 500 half circles, but they're halved that way. So, that's going to require a little bit more effort. Rectangles. Okay, rectangles are easy. And again, the tutorial's telling us that if we hold down shift, we can mass drag things out. That one goes in there, that goes in there, that goes in there, that goes in there, and Yeah, Jelly still can't draw straight lines. Okay, how do we get circles cut in the other orientation? I want a half circle in that orientation. They're all cutting them lefty-righty. It doesn't look like I can actually get a circle in that orientation just yet. But I'm willing to bet the game's going to give us some new tools in just a second, help us unlock something different. So we have a belt balancer, can be used bigger factories by splitting and merging items onto multiple belts. So now we want a half square. So again, this should be fairly easy. We've done this before. We're going to put one there, oh, one there, a destroy. Well, actually, let's be wise about this. Let's come up here. Let's build... No. Build a stack that way. Plus, we're going to build a stack that way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to... Well, actually, first we're going to do is we're going to cut all those in half. Belt. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then... we're going to put in a merger. Can I do a merger there, a merger there, a merger there, and a merger there? I think that's one too many mergers, but you know, we'll get the picture. Oh, we're going to need an extra tile. Alright. And as you can see, because nothing has a building cost, it's not that hard to experiment and see what works and what doesn't work. We'll put another merger there. We'll merge those two down to there. We're trying to get a full belt's worth. Okay. Hey, that's still not quite a full belt's worth, but we can already see that we can duplicate our production up here and put in the scrapping things. What are you being held up by? Oh, you're just being held up by the speed of the cutter. The speed of the cutter is not quite as quick as everything else. Hence why the upgrades come into the game. That goes there, that goes there. You're actually going to go to there. You're going to go to there, which means you can we please? Please, thank you. You're going to go there. You're going to go to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to merge those two together. We're going to merge those two together, and then we'll merge everything together at the end. Bring that in there, merge that in there as well, bring it down, and merge that in there. See? Okay. None of that's the right square. We've been deleting the wrong half of the square. Okay. Yes. There is a difference. No, I want to delete that half. And I want to delete that half. Okay, that'll fix those. Delete all those. Put in our trash bins. The trash bins are going to go in on that side. Bring that into there, that into there, that into there, that into there, and that into there. And then that should self-correct eventually. But we can see we're obviously maxing out a belt, so we'll run a new belt down there, and we'll run that belt into there. And eventually we'll have our 70. But you can see how quickly this game progresses, okay? Nice and simple to start with. What was that upgrade we needed? We need a circle and a spun. We need the bottom half of a circle. Can I do that? No, not yet. I need to be able to rotate shapes with a rotator. So rotate a item 6 degrees. A useful keybinds. Control to select the area, shift to place multiple one building, alt to invert the orientation of placed belts. So if we hold down alt. Oh, but let's just clean the belt. I don't know what it means when it says Alt to change the orientation, but we can see we already have a tier 1 extractor, so we can already do an upgrade. We can actually have our little extractors pull more items out per second. Okay, we have a rotator, which is the one thing we wanted. I need to rotate that shape and that shape. And nope, that's the wrong way. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to rotate it. It's now coming out on that side. It's now coming out on the bottom side. There we go. So we're gonna rotate the shape 3 times because I don't have the option to rotate things at 90 degrees counterclockwise. But if we start putting these guys in, we can now go to here and we can see we need 500 of those. On a side note, we also need 12 of the ones delivered upside down. So if we remove that and put that back, our cutters are what's slowing us down. So as you can see down here, we can get cutting, rotating, and stacking speed upgrades as well, but it requires a whole new shape that we haven't even played with yet. So this is the core concept of shapes.io. Obviously, it gets a lot more technical. As you can see, you can zoom out further and further, and each map is procedurally generated and completely different to any other map. Along with, there's a whole blueprint system we haven't even got to yet. But what I want to do is I just want to take you guys to like the end game, so you can see sort of what sort of mess you're going to get yourselves into after you've been playing this for a number of hours. So here we are, and I want to start off at map view. Okay, map view, because it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. I'm completely honest. This is after I've spent 10 plus hours playing shapes.io on stream. We've done a lot of stuff, and I do need to mention that this particular base is like 6 months old at this stage. So since then, there's been a lot of core upgrades. In fact, in the latest update, I should mention, they've actually added wires, so there's now a whole circuit network you can play with. Unfortunately, it doesn't unlock to level 20, and I stopped at level 19. They've also unlocked infinite upgrades. So you remember our little upgrade thing we were looking at here? Well, as you can see, the shapes have got a whole lot more complex, and we've now hit infinite upgrade territory. So you can go as high as you want. There's also a couple of, and this was one of the reasons I did stop playing, there was a couple of tiny bugs with the actual stacking algorithm, which didn't break. It made making this shape incredibly hard and counterintuitive. They've fixed that problem, and that's been a welcome change, let's put it that way. On top of that, they've added a couple of other things. So there used to be just a goal, hit this particular number. There's now throughput goals, so you can, have to have X amount of items per second, which is another big update, and a really different change. They've also added a bunch of little quality of life features. So again, something if you're buying the game for the first time, it's a $5 game. It's on my Christmas list. It is worth grabbing. As always, there is a link to the Steam account, Steam page down the bottom. On top of that, there is actually a link to the shapes.io webpage. Literally type it in your browser. You can go and you can play the game in a webpage completely free. It's not the full version. Think of it like a demo version. There's been many of these updates that have happened to the Steam version, but not to the web page version. Also, I think you can download an old version from the web page as well. I'm not entirely sure. What else do we have? We added new soundtrack. As I said, they added the circuit condition, the wires update, which made a massive difference. And you remember the rotator we were playing with before? Well, it was limited to rotating 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. But if you ever had to do a 180 degree rotate, you had to put in 2 of them in line. It's now been updated again, thankfully, and now you can do just 180 degree rotation in a single entity. So this is my hub, and as you can see, not only do I have items flying by, they're also colored many different colors. We still have our circles that we started with here. In fact, I think the starting area is predefined, but from there on, things get a little bit messy. So we have our circles, which we're dealing with before, plus we have our half circles, plus we have some quarter circles. Quarter circles are coming down from, a cutting machine, which then rotates it again, which then cuts it again, that gives us quarters. We're merging all these belts together and shoving them in at 11.9 items per second, because that must be the speed of my belts, I'm guessing, because that belt looks very, very fast. On top of that, you can see exactly what your extractors are now going to do. So 7.2 items per second, 12 items per second, 6.9 items per second. These are chain extractors, so you can just feed this one into this one, into this one, and this one. Think of it like miners that you could, feed the ore into the back of one miner onto a continuous belt and straight out the front. On top of that, where's a good example? We also have blue. So we've got some blue squares down here, and as you can see, I've cut them into both the different orientations. So 2 squares left, 2 squares right. And as you can see here, this is the other fundamental part of the game where you start actually coloring your shapes. So obviously somewhere through the game, it asks for blue squares in a left and a right orientation. No, just a right orientation. 2 blue squares in a right orientation, and they've been cut, painted, and shoved into the machine. On top of that, let's pick another one. Stars. Yes. Stars have been turned into green stars. Green stars are obviously better than normal stars. No, that's not the one I wanted. Oh, hang on. Where are our green stars going? See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, hey, we have a multi-level shape. So let's go backward. Play trace that belt. Yeah, this is my map. You can see it got a little bit complicated as the game continued on. That's still not what I want. Here. Okay, so we have... Nope, that's not a basic shape. We have half wings. Half wings. I need to make a full windmill out of these guys. So we brought them down here. We cut them. We spliced them with their neighbor and stuck them back together to make a windmill shape, which we then brought down here and we colored blue because we needed them in a blue variety to finish one of these particular objectives. And then after they became blue, we needed to have them on top of a white circle background. So we have white circles. Oh no, white circles with, what is that? We're combining all 3 shapes together. So we needed a blue, half circle, half square thingamajiggy bob with a white circle with a star thing in the middle, which we've stacked item on top of item on top of item. In fact, if we go up to here to our stats, we can probably... This is our final shape. Can I pin that shape? No, I can't. I've lost it now entirely. Delivered. There we go. That's our shape. We're making 85.6 thousand of these per hour because all my production lines are pretty much maxed out. But this is our final shape. It's a 3-layer deep in 2 different colors. Down here we can see this is a 2-layer deep one in, what's that? 1, 2, 3 different colors? Yeah, the list goes on. So this is where Shapes.io starts from your very, very basic operation of cutting, rotating, and potentially gluing back together to adding just a little bit of color to your shapes, to then stacking your shapes multiple layers deep. Actually, here's another good. No, that's just blue. This is the problem. The belts are now moving so fast. The only way for me to see something clearly on screen for you guys is to scroll with the belt. Yeah, we can see we are making... Oh, look, there's a basic shape. Let's follow that belt down to here. Where the hell does that start? Hey! Okay, so this starts off as... We're going to call this the fish shape, which we're cutting off the front of the fish because we don't need it, but we do need it. We're then coloring the front of the fish, it looks like, separate from the rear of the fish. Yep, we needed 2 different colors on this particular shape to then stick the shapes back together in this particular layering machine after they've been pre-painted, to then rotate them into the right orientation, to then feed them up the belts back into the hub. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is where Shapes.io starts with a very, very simple concept and just adds complexity and complexity to it till you end up with a map that looks like this. Along these, like, this was me testing a new concept, which I spent probably far too long on testing. But yeah, Shapes.io, I highly recommend it. It's the second game on my 12 games of Christmas list. Do me a favor, even if you don't think, even if you think maybe $5 is too much for this game, or you've just got a little bit of interest, do me a favor, go have a look at the demo, okay? If you accidentally play the demo for more than an hour, I recommend going and grabbing a copy of Shapes.io. Anyway, with all that said, this is where I'm going to leave this video. Thank you for watching. As always, if you're new to the channel, you're interested in this particular series, by all means, click the subscribe button, because we've still got 10 more games of Christmas to look at. Anyway, with all that said, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.